SharePoint is a website composed of one or more web pages that displays information, either in lists or libraries. You must know how to locate the site and navigate through it in order to find the content that you need. Being able to find what you're looking for on any computer system is often one of the biggest challenges, frustrations, and wasters of time that we experience. In SharePoint, we need to be able to find both content and people. Another element that is important for personal efficiency and comfort is having the environment look and behave the way that we want it to. In SharePoint, there is one very significant element to provide our own personal experience. It's called a My Site. We want to investigate it as well as learn how to personalize it to make our own and ensure it properly displays our information. That can be as simple as our phone number or email address, or as dynamic as our current status, whether we're online or not. The ability to communicate all of this, as well as follow other people, is all possible using SharePoint and My Sites. We need to know how to access SharePoint sites, how to navigate SharePoint sites, how to find people and basic content, how to access your My Site, how to update your profile, how to follow people, how to view and configure status updates, and lastly, how to view your tasks from your My Site. For many, understanding the need to be familiar with your surroundings is kind of an odd concept. It might be because you've never thought before what it would be like if you weren't familiar with your surroundings. Or maybe it's just because you enjoy doing things the hard way. I'm not sure, but in my experience, a vast majority of people prefer to be familiar with their environment. The first step for SharePoint is knowing how to access the sites that you'll need to use. Within those sites, finding the people and content is really the ultimate goal. It's like finding your way to a new store. Finding the new store itself probably isn't really why you wanted to find it. It's something you wanted from inside the store that interested you. As a user of SharePoint, you may or may not have a lot of control over the information that is presented in SharePoint. You might be a contributor or an editor or even an administrator, but it's also possible that you are just a consumer of information. It really depends on your specific job and the role and the site that you're using. The one thing you do have control over is your own profile, and this information should be kept up to date. That's important so others in your organization may accurately learn about you. The overall goal of using computers is to simplify, streamline, or optimize our work. Learning how to let SharePoint do the work for you and leveraging the tools it provides is really key to your efficiency and effectiveness using it. This includes managing your own information via your My Site, as well as using your My Site to act as kind of a central place to review and monitor information and activity that is of interest to you. That's why it's important for you to know how to personalize your My Site, so it truly is your site, storing and displaying information in the way that you intend it to. These core concepts and skills lay the foundation and pave the way for your understanding and smooth journey through the rest of SharePoint. The areas that are not in your My Site, but that are located in more common sites like team sites, community sites, meeting workspaces, and others all build off of these central, general, and common concepts. So your My Site is a good place to start. Your My Site, and any other SharePoint site, is just a website, whether it's kept internally for your organization's own use or made available publicly on the internet. It's always just a website. That means SharePoint sites are always accessed through a web browser. That shouldn't be an issue since every computer I know of these days, and even many tablets and smartphones and other mobile devices, all have a browser. The only trick then, if there is a trick, is knowing how to access the site among the millions of other sites that we could potentially access via the web. The first and easiest way is to use a hyperlink sent to you by someone. Since all SharePoint sites are websites, they all have to have a URL or a web address. That web address or URL could be fairly simple or fairly complex. We'll show you some examples here in just a second. But the easiest way is to get a hyperlink, or the other alternative would be to enter the URL manually. In other words, typing it in yourself. Personally, I am a fan of hyperlinks because all you need to do is click or tap on it and you'll be whisked to the site, list, or library you desired. It's easy. There are many ways to send someone the URL from SharePoint. We'll look at some of those later on, but if someone sends you a link, the rest is a piece of cake. The second way, of course, to access it is to just type in the URL and press enter like you've probably done a million times with other browser addresses. Of course, you need to be sure that you type it absolutely correctly. Typing and spelling does count, and sometimes typing is my biggest challenge, so maybe if it is for you, then the other might be a better option. Get somebody to send you a hyperlink. However, hyperlink or URL is one way to get to your sites initially. From that point forward, then you have some other options. Once you get the site displayed, you can save it as a favorite. That's one of my favorite things to do because that, again, is very easy and we're used to doing that. You also could set it as the browser homepage, especially if you come to that SharePoint site often. Some people even come to that SharePoint site many times in a day. So having it as their homepage, the first page that initially opens when they open their browser, really just makes sense. A last alternative is to create a desktop shortcut. That's more of a Windows skill, so we won't actually create one here, but I wanted to mention that having desktop shortcuts for web addresses is something that a lot of people just don't know that they can do. It's a shame since so much of what we work on these days is on the web and not on our hard drive or our network. With an icon, we can click or tap it and not have to type or go through a long string of clicks to get where we want to go. The key to all of these is that some way, somehow, you need to be able to copy, click, or enter the URL for the SharePoint site, list, or library that you want to access. However you can, or however you prefer to do that, is just fine, as long as you can accomplish it. What I think often helps is to understand what the URL means. Before we move on to more about URLs, let's take just a moment to talk about browsers. Some people often want to know which browsers SharePoint 2013 will work with. And the answer is pretty much all of them. You can use Internet Explorer, you can use Google Chrome, you can use Firefox, and you can even use Apple Safari. There are a few little nuances to them, most of which we're not going to worry about at this point in time. SharePoint, remember, is made by Microsoft, so naturally, Microsoft Internet Explorer, especially the latest versions, which right now are 10, 9, and 8, are fully supported. Prior versions of Internet Explorer are not fully supported, and I want to emphasize the word fully. They all will work 95% of the time, and that is just a number I'm kind of throwing out. A majority of stuff will work. But because of advances in web technologies, there are a few things in the later browsers that work better with SharePoint 2013 than the older browsers will. So if you can use the latest browser, that's always going to be your best bet. Now, it's not just a Microsoft world. You can still use the other browsers, like Google and Apple and Firefox. Some of those browsers will work, but again, some of them may have slightly downgraded or slightly limited functionality. One example of that is ActiveX. ActiveX controls are little pieces of programming that are Microsoft components, and they work in Internet Explorer. They're not available in other browsers. And of course, SharePoint uses a lot of these little controls to do some of the wonderful things it does, especially when working back and forth between Office applications. Because they aren't available in other browsers, of course, they're not available with those other browsers, and that means either the functionality isn't there or it just works differently. That's really all I wanted to say about that. I don't want to get into too much trouble or too much time working with browsers. Most of your browsers are going to work just fine for the basic things that you'll do with SharePoint. By the way, for those of you who may be working with mobile browsers, in other words, you want to work with SharePoint not only on a desktop or a laptop, but potentially on a mobile device, there's a whole list of compatible mobile browsers that work with SharePoint. You can find those on the Microsoft website. With that, we'll wrap up part 1 of this topic and get into everything you ever wanted to know about SharePoint URLs in part 2.